Within the sea of pedestrians, a lone palm reached out. "Hey, ma'am, could you spare 50 cents? I'm really hungry and would appreciate it if you could." The girl who stood before me was a stark contrast to the prime, proper civilians that rushed past us. Flimsy garb, filled with all manners of tears, especially at the bottom, adorned her petite skeletal frame. Wispy strands of blonde that appeared to be gray in the sunlight meandered in front of her dark eyes. It was alarming how young she was. There was no way she was older than 14. Child Services was probably looking for her, but if they weren't doing a good job of finding her, as her body was malnourished. Although she was standing here, obviously homeless and starving, no one else cared to help. In fact, it was clear that she was non-existent. As far as they were concerned, she was just another pebble, another homeless person. Why, sure, sweetheart. I scoured my purse for change and stopped midway, deciding to instead pull out a $100 bill. Her eyes widened in disbelief at the generous offer and gave me a gracious smile. A momentary distraction arose when the sound of a horn blaring echoed through the streets, the cause being rowdy teens maneuvering past vehicles on bicycles. That distraction allowed the girl to slip away from me unnoticed. A cold chill would wash over me later that week, when I talked to my sister and heard that she, too, had encountered a girl whose description matched the one that I had met. The reason I was perturbed, you see, is because my sister lived several states away from me. There was no way a homeless girl would be able to travel all that way from New York to North Carolina. When I inquired if my sister had given the girl any money, she boldly exclaimed, "No," as if insulted by the fact that I would even ask such a thing. Empathy was never my sister's strong suit. Born with an indignant attitude and practically being handed everything didn't do much for her personality. Still, what befell my sister in the course of the following months, I'm not even sure her worst enemies could have done something so foul. Her body was found at the bottom of her living room stairs, as if she had tried to escape from something. Lacerations danced on her arms and legs, the ends of her mouth slid all the way to her ears. There was no open casket funeral, and as her coffin was lowered into the earth, her essence would be forgotten, lost in time. I couldn't watch them pour dirt on her. The finality of it was too much to bear. I averted my eyes, and that's when I saw the homeless girl behind a tree, ghastly as ever. She smiled and waved at me with bloodied hands.